I'm Jim Longworth, and welcome to another edition of Forsyth County Connections, coming to you from the studios of the Forsyth County Government Center, and we're so glad you joined us today. We have a lot in store for you, a lot of great topics for you, and I hope you'll stick with us. Where we want to start is talking about something pretty serious. As we talk about health issues, that's always the case. With our good friend Joshua Swift, who's the Forsyth County Public Health Director, been on the show before. Good to see you again, sir.
Oh, yeah, glad to be here.
Recently, we experienced our first case of measles in Forsyth County. Had your team been preparing for a possible outbreak prior to that? And if so, how?
Well, yeah, it is something we'd kept our eye on. With the first cases in Texas several months ago, we really tried to take the stance of not if it happens, but what we do when it happens, much like we did with COVID when we were watching that spread across the country. So, we really started to work on, how can we be prepared? I called it the what if training, like what would we do if it happened? So we worked on that. Really, this is something we give that MMR shot, measles, mumps, and rubella. We give that vaccine, all the time, and we make sure that children have that, especially as they're getting ready to go into school. So we try to encourage that beforehand, but also what to do if we did have a case.
Yeah, and not that you were expecting an outbreak or anything, but what you're saying is you sort of first learned about things when the Texas thing came up, and then we hit with the case in Forsyth. What was going through your mind at the very moment you were given the information? Hey, Joshua, we have a case in Forsyth. What were you thinking?
Well, I got a call, Mara Trimble, who you've interviewed before, our communicable disease supervisor. And whenever Mara calls you, and I think it was on a Sunday afternoon, it's like, okay, this is not a good thing.
No.
And this was when we thought we had a potential case. We hadn't had it laboratory confirmed yet. So, in the weeks and really months prior, we had been having, we call them in public health and a lot of businesses, tabletop exercises. So we get a dozen people around the table and we talk about, what would we do? We had our preparedness coordinator even did one for our region. From here to Boone, all the health departments came together and we had those discussions. So we really had done a lot of training, and I call it pre-training, not just waiting until we get the case, but let's train people beforehand.
Right.
So we did. So we knew we were ready for it, but still there's that, oh wow, this is now it's time to trust our training.
Right. Now, how challenging was it though once everything hit the fan? I mean, for you to track down the people that might have been exposed?
Yeah, well, it was, quite difficult in some ways because these individuals were from another country. There was a language barrier. We worked. Also, this individual had been in Guilford County. They had, so we, worked in both health departments. Thankfully, we built a relationship with that health department months before, which came in handy.
Right.
So. It was a matter of finding out where they had been, because that's when measles happens, you find out about that, you have to act quickly.
Yeah.
Because it spreads. It's the most spreadable communicable disease there is.
Yeah, and a lot of people from the old school will say, oh, what the heck? What does it matter if somebody gets measles? But there's some of these strains that can be deadly. So, I mean, it's a serious thing. What are your key takeaways as you look back on the experience of seeing that first case come into Forsyth? What are you thinking? Where do we go from here?
So where do we go now that we've had the first case?
Yeah.
I think this is just a wake-up call for people to remember, you need to, the vaccines save lives. The vaccines help prevent measles. I was just reading an article the other day. The ideal rate is 95% of your population to be vaccinated.
Right.
And over the years across America, not just in Forsyth County, more people are more skeptical of vaccines. I think we're far enough away from the 40s and 50s when people, did have measles, when people did have polio. So, encouraging people that, hey, vaccines do save lives.
Absolutely.
Vaccines do prevent illnesses. And just making sure that message is out there. People are informed about their vaccines, but it's available not only at the health department but at doctors' offices, and ask your providers.
Right. So the cost is not going to be an obstacle to somebody that needs to be vaccinated.
No, it shouldn't be an obstacle at all.
Is there a general website still on the health department or whatever people can go to for just general information about keeping healthy and stuff? What is that website?
Well, you can go, I'm sure we can put the link, you can go to the health department's website, or you can just Google Forsyth County Department of Public Health.
Okay.
You can get that information.
Go through the main website of the county too.
You can go through the main website, go to the Public Health Department.
All right. Joshua, I appreciate the information, all the hard work. People don't know what you do behind the scenes, but to keep us healthy and safe. But thanks a lot.
Well, and I would just say, it's not just me, it's our whole team that's
Right.
working hard. Teams that work on communicable disease, teams that are just out in the community every day keeping our public safe.
All right, sir. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Don't procrastinate, vaccinate. School immunizations are available right now at the Forsyth County Department of Public Health. Make sure your child is prepared for the next school year by getting their immunizations now. Immunizations are available at no charge for Medicaid and uninsured patients. Call 336-703-3324 to schedule an appointment. For more information, visit forsyth.cc/public health. Forsyth County Department of Public Health. Promoting health, improving lives.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections, let's talk about Healthy Forsyth, shall we? And we do that with a first-time visitor to the show, very special guest, Josefina Acosta Herrera. She's the program manager of Healthy Forsyth, Forsyth County Department of Public Health. Good to see you.
Hi, thank you. Same here.
By way of Dominican Republic and New York City, and we're so glad you're here, though, now.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here too.
What is Healthy Forsyth? What is that program? How would you describe it, and why was it created?
Well, Healthy Forsyth is a community-based program, and it was created to address chronic health conditions and such as diabetes, cholesterol, hypertension, in some specific zip codes, like 27101, 27105, and 27107, for those zip codes being considered underserved.
Right, and need to educate folks about.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What initiatives or programs do you offer through Healthy Forsyth? What can people take advantage of?
Absolutely. We have, right now, we have Walk With Me Forsyth. It is one of our initiatives, and we are walking around Boston Thurman neighborhood at the MLK Community Center every other Tuesday. What we do there, we walk for 30 minutes, but at the same time, we have health education, and we get different topics like heart health, kidney health, and before we walk, we have that conversation. Sometimes after we walk, we have that conversation, and I mean, the engagement is pretty well.
Why is this program so different? Why is it from a lot of times counties, and they do a great job, other counties, but why is this one so special, this program?
I'll say that Healthy Forsyth is different from other programs because we don't just offer or deliver services or information. We build trust. We build a relationship. We work with so many organizations here in the community. And most importantly, we work directly with the residents of the neighborhoods, of the community
Very
neighbors.
important.
Absolutely.
That brings me to this question. What kind of feedback are you receiving from people, and any success stories you can point to?
Well, I have so many success stories, but I mean, people are like, for instance, we have an initiative called WWW. It's Wellness While Waiting.
Okay.
It is being implemented at the food pantry. During the waiting time, they get there at 7 a.m. and the distribution starts at 10. Those 3 hours, we have an audience, and then I say, let's do this. Their Wellness While Waiting will do physical activities, health education, and I remember that was the lady that she was really happy because that was the first time she go to the food pantry, and she told me, hey, I'm happy because I came just to get food for my family, and now I had my blood pressure checked. I discovered that I am pre-diabetic, and I got referred to a program at the health department. Plus, I have physical activities because we have a lady that is doing Zumba there while we're waiting.
Yeah, how important is community collaboration to Healthy Forsyth to make it succeed, not just now, but long term?
It is really important because it is proved that no single organization can do it alone. And our coalition has members of hospitals, churches, nonprofit. We have community members, community leaders working together and developing initiatives with the community. And the community, they are co-creator of the initiative that we are implementing.
Absolutely. What before time runs out, what is there a website or something with social media somewhere people can get more information about this?
Sure, we can they can join us at the Forsyth County website or the Department of Public Health and walk with us. Go to Boston Thurman, go to Una Bendición, which is a food pantry.
Yeah, take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, Josefina, thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you. It is a pleasure.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Does that golden dust have you on the defense? Stay ahead of the pollen with the Forsyth County Pollen Forecast delivered by email.
You got mail.
The Forsyth County Office of Environmental Assistance and Protection uses a pollen sampler in downtown to capture readings Monday through Friday. They analyze the findings, create a forecast, and
You got mail.
you have a forecast in your email for the next 3 days. Sign up online today.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections. Thanks for sticking with us. We have a very special guest with us right now. And she's done many things over the last few years, but she now has the title of Deputy County Manager. And you know her, Denise Price is here. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Jim.
Of course, we didn't rehearse this or anything, but how is what you're doing now different than what you've done before?
Well, I came to Forsyth County a few years ago to work at Public Health and just absolutely fell in love with the county in general and the mission and the vision and the work that we do. And about 5 years into that, the county decided to start a new behavioral health section, and that was what I did prior to coming here.
right.
And so I did that for a couple of years, and then my supervisor, Chantel Robinson, got promoted to county manager.
And there you go.
And there we go, and it's been a
Golly.
great year.
It's a great team. It's a great team. And look, now I hear that there's a lot going on with Health and Human Services, the campus. Where is the campus? What's going on?
Sure. So the campus is located on Highland Avenue, and it runs between Martin Luther King and 5th Street.
Okay.
So it's a long couple of blocks there. Lots of things on that campus. We have public health and social services, Bridges to Hope, our Family Justice Center, and also the Highland Avenue Center, which is our behavioral health services hub and a brand new park.
So a lot of it's very centralized there, which I think is good for the public too. When they're
Absolutely.
coming in. I think, when people drive by the campus, I think they'll see like a new park or something. What's that about?
Oh, the park's beautiful. So we have pickleball court and a basketball court and an amphitheater that also serves as a shelter. Some of the most exciting things that are happening in that space right now is we have accessible playground equipment. So if you come in a wheelchair, you do not have to get out of your wheelchair in order
Okay.
to enjoy this equipment. Accessible picnic tables.
Wow.
Yeah, a beautiful story map where you kind of follow along the walking trails and you get to read stories as you go along at different spaces. There's different pages.
That's neat.
It's a beautiful space. And Jim, every day when I drive by there on the way home, there's families out enjoying that space and kiddos playing basketball, and it fills my bucket.
That's just great. What other construction projects or new things are going on or in the works or whatever? Bring me up to speed.
Sure. So in Annex 1, which is at 725 Highland Avenue, we've just completed the renovation of a 125-seat auditorium.
Wow.
So we are super excited about being able to begin to see that intersection of healthcare and wellness and arts integrated together in a very intentional way. It's absolutely gorgeous. We also built a ramp so it's accessible for anyone to get into the stage area.
And when will that be open?
It's open.
It's open now?
open, yes.
And so you can use the auditorium. What can you use it for?
Basically anything. I mean, you could have meetings in there, but we could also have productions in there. At Juneteenth, there were a couple of events in the building. There was dancing and singing and spoken praise. So great
Right.
resource for us. And it's always been there, but it was in dire need of
Yeah, it
renovating.
was. And you mentioned services. What kind of resources and services things are available for people to go into the place?
To go into
Right.
the auditorium. So
Right.
we have
Well, for the whole facility. I mean, what's available?
all kinds of things. So at Annex 1, we have our Bridges to Hope Family Justice Center, and we have some of our DSS offices there.
Okay.
The pharmacy used to be there, but they've recently moved across the street to the Highland Avenue Center.
Okay.
So that's 650 Highland Avenue.
Right. All right. I guess, although, you've done many great things around the county and been a great servant, let me just ask you before time runs out, what's gratifying to you about the work you're doing now?
Oh, we're making such a difference, I do believe. And we're finally getting to a place on the Highland Avenue Center. It's been very intentional over the last few years to make this a space where that is aesthetically the same as the great service that you should expect to see. So very welcoming, whole continuums of care, whole person cares. We're complex beings. So I might need something at social services. I might need something at public health. And then we've also expanded services around behavioral health.
Right.
You know,
So important.
Jim, we've always had there, I think our community doesn't know about our behavioral health urgent care. It's open 24/7. It's operated by a provider, but great space and
You need to come back sometime. Will you promise to come back sometime or send somebody that we can talk about the 24/7
love
thing? Okay.
would love to.
All right, Denise, thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
Thank you, Jim. Good to see you.
We'll be right back after this.
Wow, big things going on in the world lately. With so much confusion, it's easy to feel lost and overwhelmed. We all want to believe in something, and the most important cause of all is your amazing self. YourLifeYourVoice.org has answers and advice for teens who feel left out and are starting to doubt themselves. You have so much to offer. YourLifeYourVoice.org can help you find it.
Back now on Forsyth County Connections. Thanks for sticking with us. We have a lovely guest with us that you've seen before, and she's everywhere. She does everything. That should be your title. That you do everything. Leslie Rose, Extension Director for Forsyth County. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Let's remind people what the North Carolina Cooperative Extension is all about and what your mission is. Just remind us.
Yeah, so at our heart, we're an educational organization. So we're trying to bring research-based information to the community and help them find solutions that make their lives better. And it's in all different areas. But we're part of NC State, NC State University, and obviously Forsyth County government.
That's right. Now, what kind of programs do you offer people?
It's a wide range. So people usually think about our agriculture programming and teaching people to garden, which is part of what we do. But we also do health and nutrition and teaching people about healthy eating, as well as financial management education. We've got someone that does that. And then 4-H youth development, so teaching lots of different life skills to kids.
4-H is still a great program, isn't it?
It's so good, yeah. So it's so amazing to see these kids develop things like their presentation skills and skills that I wish I had better training on as a young person.
Yeah. Sometime I want to get you back. I just want to focus completely on 4-H, and you can educate me more about that.
Absolutely.
Where can people find extension programs and extension and see your footprint? Where can we find this around the county?
So we try to get out as much as we can, and so some of the places you can find us are at the farmers markets. We're at the Cobblestone Market and the Fairgrounds Market in Winston-Salem, where we either have volunteers answering gardening questions, or we also at some of them have our donation station. So that's taking produce from farmers and donating it to food pantries, and they kind of collect the produce and make sure it gets to the people that need it.
Sure.
But also classes, so we do a lot of things with the libraries. We do classes at our office, which is up near the airport in Winston-Salem.
See, I told the folks at home that you're everywhere.
Yeah, and also
that's your
in
slogan.
Clemens.
We're everywhere. That should be the. Now, what do you have any special events or programs or anything coming up?
Yeah, so one of the big ones that's coming up is our Great Southeast Pollinator Census.
Pollinator Census.
Yeah, so that's coming up on August 22nd and 23rd. So we've got opportunities. You can do it in your own backyard, but you can also come to our sites and you count the pollinators that visit the flowers. It's a citizen science program.
You want me to count the pollen? The pollen.
Yeah, it's not the pollen, it's the pollinators. So the insects and things that are visiting
That's nothing
those
to
flowers.
sneeze at. Did you like that, Jeff? All right, no, that's I'm so frightened of pollen, you know that. But no, this is a productive thing. This is educational. Why is this important? Seriously.
Yeah, so most of the food that you eat, you need a pollinator to have it come to become a fruit or whatever it is that you're eating.
Right.
And there's been declines in pollinators, but there's a lot of people think of bumblebees when they think of pollinators, which is one of them, but
Yeah.
there's lots and lots of native bees and other insects and even birds that help pollinate. And so some of this is to raise awareness so people know, but it also collects data that researchers can then use to say, hey, our pollinators are doing well, or these plants support them the best. So
Right.
it really helps people with that.
Yeah, I see this on the desk. I'm just gonna, Jeff, you can do something with this later, but it says pollinator census, August 22nd to the 23rd. That's pretty neat. That's very colorful. Now, how can people get more involved with Extension in general?
Yeah, so we do one-on-one help, so you can always call or visit the office, but also you can check out our calendars. We've got lots of ways to volunteer with us as well,
Right.
and sign up for our events.
I think I've asked you this before, but I mean, folks at home may not be able to see this, but if you're sitting close to Leslie like I am, you see the excitement in her face. What's gratifying to you about your job?
That's such a good question. It's different every day, but we get to help people really make small changes in their life that make a big difference. So we're all about changing your behaviors, building skills that are going to make your life better, whether that's you're able to grow tomatoes and eat them, or make healthier choices when you're cooking, different things like that. But I meet people now that I'm the director. Before I was just an agent, but I get to talk to people
Right.
across all walks of life who run in with our agents. They learn something, and they really are putting what they learn to use, and that's pretty amazing to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. Can people find you through the county website?
Yes, our page on the county website is forsyth.cc/CES, and then it will link you to all the other information we have.
Leslie Rose, thanks for everything you're doing.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be right back.
You don't have time to attend every government meeting in Forsyth County? Subscribe to the Forsyth County newsletter. Available the first day of the month, the Forsyth County News arrives in email with articles, videos, and links to information and programs that matter to you. See updates from county commissioners, hear from the county manager, see quick videos of programs and activities, plus a look ahead. Stay up to date. Elections, tax office, air quality, parks, deeds, and more. Forsyth.cc/newsletter. Subscribe today.
Back now on our final segment for this edition of Forsyth County Connections. Thanks for sticking with us. And we have a very special guest. I've just met her a few minutes ago. She's delightful. Jamie Burtman is director of the Forsyth County Animal Shelter. Welcome.
Thank you.
You love animals, don't you?
I do.
You don't just do it for a living. You love animals.
Yeah, that's so true.
And you have how many? You have dogs at home?
Yeah, I've got 2 Australian Shepherds and I've got 2 cats, and I also have a pig that I adopted from our county shelter.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's my wife's nickname for me. All right, now first of all, let's remind folks where the shelter's located and what's the mission.
So it's located at 5570 Sturmer Park Circle, and that's right off of Shadowlawn Drive. And our mission is really to keep our public safe. And beyond that, we'd like to relieve the suffering of sick and injured animals in our county.
Right. Let's review a little bit. I know that numbers can frighten people sometimes, but let's talk about shelter statistics from second quarter. How are we doing?
So we took in 1,033 animals in the second quarter. And kind of to make that up is 683 came from the sheriff's department. So that's going to be your animal services officers out in the field bringing them in. So that's 683. The interesting part of that stat to me is in second quarter of those from animal services, 147 were chickens.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so it's kind of speaks to why that number was so high, is because they were working really diligently on this like rooster fighting.
Oh yeah, the cockfighting thing. That's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, so that was a lot of good work that was done by them. And then 338 came from our public. And that kind of makes up a variety of of some reasons. You know, sometimes people do find strays and take initiative to bring them into the shelter. We do accept owners surrendered pets if they're ill and need
Can't take care of them, somebody's, yeah,
yeah, like if they need to be euthanized, we would provide that service for them.
right. Now you take, a lot of rescue animals. What does it mean when you tell somebody we're taking a lot of rescue animals? What does that mean to folks, rescue? Where are they rescued from?
Yeah, we have animals that are seized by our animal care officers.
Right.
They're seized because they are suspicious of neglect and cruelty. They are seized because they are not in compliance with our county ordinances. So a lot of that makes up like tethered animals, which is not legal in our county.
That's right.
So if they're
Thank goodness.
Right. So if, an officer sees an animal tethered, they can seize that animal and bring it in.
Well, now just as a citizen, what should I do if I see a stray cat or dog?
So the best case scenario is often being able to take a picture of that animal and posting it as you saw it lost. And when I say posting, we use social media to connect lost dogs to their owners. There was definitely a time where we were like, stop your car, stop traffic, get that dog or whatever. But really, when it comes to public safety, if you don't know anything about that dog or cat, you don't know if it has its rabies vaccine,
That's right.
You don't know its temperament, we say, don't throw that animal in your car. You don't necessarily know it. You could be putting your family at risk, your pets, whoever else is in the car with you.
Right.
Get some information and let's post that on these, sites that connect people with their pets.
But before we run out of time, are there, you still want people to come to the shelter and adopt or what?
Absolutely. So we have a lot of these animals that do make it to our shelter because they came in from animal care officers, and they end up being really great candidates for adoption.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we absolutely need people to come in, check out these pets, and find the right one for their family.
How can people learn more? Is there a specific website, or you just go to the county website, or what?
Yeah, so we're linked on the county website page. So you can look up Forsyth County Animal Shelter from the county page, and you'll be able to see all of our adoptable pets there.
Jamie, this is great. Will you come back sometime and visit with us?
I would love to.
All right. Animal lovers. Two animal lovers right here at the same table. That's it for this edition of Forsyth County Connections, but I want to thank all our special guests from today, Jamie and everybody else, but also a shout out to our team here, of course, Ed McNeil, our executive producer, and Jeff Fabrizio, who puts everything all together, and our leader, Chantel Robinson, the county manager, who's doing a fine job of pulling everybody together 24/7. For all of us here, Forsyth County Connections, I'm Jim Longworth. We'll see you next time.